Here are my early Premier League predictions for the 2023-2024 season. No doubt they'll change later on. In last place, Luton Town. The Hatters will have to bring in some new faces and say goodbye to some old faces. Even after that, they'll still have to hope for a miracle if they want to stay up. The away fans definitely won't be happy with their away end entrance. Just look at it. I'm sure the home fans will enjoy every game regardless of the results. In the next relegation spot, Sheffield United. The Blades will definitely be in a relegation fight this season, and I think it will be a long, disappointing campaign. This season I can see them saying goodbye to the Prem and saying hello to the Championship. In the final relegation spot, Notts Forest. Nottingham Forest will definitely have to sell a lot of players and bring in better players to fit their style. Steve Cooper has performed miracles on the City ground, but I think he may well be one of the first managers to lose his job. Just surviving relegation, Burnley. I reckon that Clarets will come out on top of the relegation battle if they bring back the likes of Nathan Taylor from Southampton. With former Man City man Vincent Kompany in charge, they certainly won't be lacking in Premier League know-how. Above them, Everton. The Toffees will have to bring in a goal scorer if they want to avoid the relegation scrap again. With the new Everton Stadium coming soon, the fans will want to see Premier League and not Championship football. In 15th, West Ham. The Hammers will have to find a replacement for Declan Rice, who is almost certainly leaving. The money from his sale and the draw of European football should mean they can attract some quality. Another rumoured departure at the London Stadium is David Moyes, who might be going back to his boyhood club Celtic. In 14th, Wolves. Wolves will definitely need to bring in some new faces, but who will leave? I think they underachieved last season, and with Lopetegui's future in doubt, there are some big decisions to be made, but I think they'll be okay. In 13th, Crystal Palace. It all depends on Zaha staying with the Eagles or going somewhere else. With Michael Elise also rumoured out, Palace will have to invest in a winger. Tough decisions for whoever they name as their new manager. Above them, in 12th place, Fulham. With Mitrovic back, the Cottagers will have to look for a backup striker after the events last season. I can see them in comfortable mid-table safety. Above them, my dark horses, Bournemouth. With Gary O'Neill in charge for a full season, the Cherries could pull off a miracle. With some new faces joining the club, they could be in the race for a top half finish. In the top half of the table, Chelsea. With new man Pochettino back in London, Chelsea should finish higher than last season. Pochettino uses very attacking play, which will be fun to watch for the fans at Stamford Bridge. Will Lukaku be their goal scorer, or will they splash even more cash? Above them in 9th, Brentford. The Bees will definitely have to bring in a striker and revive Antonio out for the first few months of the season, but Brentford might be in a fight for European football. But will they get it? In 8th, just missing out on Europe, Tottenham Hotspur. Spurs will be fighting for the top 6, but with new man Ange Postecoglou in charge, you never know. Spurs have to bring in some new players if they want to be fighting for Europe. But the big question is, will Harry Kane be there next season? In the first European spot, Aston Villa. After Emery took over at Aston Villa last season, he was one of the best managers in the Prem. With European football next season, they definitely have to add some quality and depth to the squad. In their first Europa League spot, Brighton. With McAllister already gone and Moises Caicedo probably leaving, Brighton will have to look for some new talent. They have a track record of unearthing gems, so I think they'll do well, particularly if they can keep hold of their manager De Zerbi. In 5th, Liverpool. With new players like McAllister coming in, Liverpool should do better than last season. Surely Nunez will find some form. They also should be fighting for UCL football as well. In the first Champions League spot, Newcastle. With Newcastle playing UCL football for the first time in over 20 years, they have a lot to focus on. They have the money to improve the squad, and Eddie Howe is doing a great job, but I think they're at least a year away from challenging for the title. Above them in 3rd, Arsenal. The Gunners will also have to focus on the UCL being in it for the first time in a while. They have to keep hold of some players and bring in some more to improve on the great season they had last round. Runners up, Manchester United. Man United will have to bring in a striker if they want to challenge for the title. They also need more consistency and avoid the big losses, but with Ten Hag knowing more about the Prem than last season, they should be comfortably in the top 4. The champions, Manchester City. The Citizens are the team to beat this season, particularly after winning the treble last time round. With even more quality added to the squad, I think that Blue Moon will continue to shine in for the Prem. Here is my recap. Getting relegated, I predict Luton, Sheffield United and Forest. Getting the Champions League spots, I predict Newcastle, Arsenal, Man U and finally Manchester City. My honours for the Golden Boot. The first one, the Golden Boot, I can't speak today, sorry. The Golden Boot goes to Erling Haaland. The Golden Glove goes to Newcastle's Nick Pope. The most assists goes to Kevin De Bruyne. Player of the season as well goes to Erling Haaland. The Young Player of the Season, Julian Enciso. Carabao Cup winners, Manchester United. The FA Cup winners, Man City. I doubt my predictions will change by the end of the season, but thanks for watching. Bye.